Hey everybody, welcome to week one of Overreaction Monday with your boy Daytime Dak. Alright? If you guys don't know who I am, I run the football channel here at Blez, and we're going to talk about week one of the NFL. And I'm going to go a little sideways today. Okay? We're not going to talk about the games in particular. I really do want to talk about this from a sports card, from the hobby perspective. I want to talk about rookies. Let's get right into it right away. We're going to start with the quarterbacks. We have three major quarterbacks that went in the first round. They went first, second, and fourth overall. Let's go right into the most interesting part about the quarterbacks from the 2023 draft. As we all know, Fanatics put out an exclusive contract for Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. And Will Levis from the Titans. But Anthony Richardson did not sign that exclusive deal. And in the fashion that we're really, really happy about, Anthony Richardson had the best day of all three. Let's take a look at those stats really quick. Bryce Young for the Panthers, considering his offense around him and the weapons that he has to work with, running backs and wide receivers, he actually didn't look bad at all. 20 of 38, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 rushes for 17 yards. And more important, until the fourth quarter, Carolina was very much in that game. And a lot of that had to do with the composure of Bryce Young. I was actually super impressed. I thought he was going to get killed. I thought it was going to be a mess. So, good things to look forward to with Bryce. CJ Stroud, Houston Texans. That was another game. Yes, if you look at the score, the Ravens won, I think it was 25-6. Okay, so it looks like it was a beating. It really wasn't. It was pretty close. And CJ Stroud, again, didn't look bad. 28 of 44, 242 yards, 4 carries for 20 yards. Not terrible. But the most impressive rookie quarterback, you got to give it to him, Anthony Richardson, Indianapolis Colts. Yes, they did lose to the Jaguars by 10, but they were right there through most of the game. His numbers were pretty damn impressive. 24 of 37, 223 yards passing, 1 touch, 1 pick, but he did have 10 carries for 40 yards and a rushing touchdown, and that's what a lot of teams are afraid of. His rushing ability is super, super strong. Okay? I like what Anthony Richardson showed, and it brings us right into Prism draft picks. All right? These boxes are loaded with the gold shimmers, green shimmers, black shimmers, gold vinyl one-of-ones, snake skins, mangas, all the expensive short print type cards. Richardson has all the autos. This is the best place to get all of these rookies. That's why I got this sitting up here on screen. Next, I want to get into the running backs. All right? We knew that they were going to be good. When you are drafting, forget who you're drafting. When you have a rookie running back like the Atlanta Falcons did, Tyler Algier, who had over 1,000 yards rushing in his rookie year, you don't think the very next year they're going to use the 8th overall pick in the draft to get a running back. But when you have a player that is as talented as the Texas Longhorn, Bijan Robinson is and was, you don't have a choice but to take him when he comes your way. And that's what the Atlanta Falcons did. This guy is an absolute game changer. And did he put up 150 yesterday, 4 touchdowns? No, but he showed you exactly why the Falcons took him with the 8th overall pick and why fantasy owners were all over him early in their drafts, and why we're not going to be able to wait to see him week to week. He had 10 carries for 56 yards, all right? And he had 6 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. Pretty damn good for week one, especially when I believe Tyler Algier also ran for 75 yards and had a touchdown himself. He looked great. And then there's the guy I've been talking a lot about, Alabama's own Jahmyr Gibbs. You had DeAndre Swift on the Lions. You had Jamal Williams on the Lions. Sounds like even though DeAndre Swift has his injury problems, that sounds like a pretty good 1-2 punch. Why would you want to trade those guys away and use the 12th overall pick in the draft when you have other needs in your depth chart for a running back? Well, you know what? That Thursday night opener against the Chiefs, we saw exactly why. When that guy gets the ball in his hands and he turns upfield, watch out. It's like the Roadrunner. He's gone before you even know you saw him. His speed is absolutely insane. He's going to be fantastic. We are loving Jahmyr Gibbs after week 1. And now, this is my favorite part. Because we told you about that kid out of Boston College. I'm going to get to him a little bit later. AKA about 1 minute from now. Because we have 4 receivers that we want to talk about. 20th pick overall, 21, 22, and 23. Those draft picks of the first round. 4 wide receivers. We'll get into them one by one. Okay? Wide receiver 1. It's going to start. It's funny because as the picks go on, it goes from to oh yeah to that kid's a stud. Okay? First pick, Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State for the Seattle Seahawks. He had a really rough first outing. But let's be honest, all of the Seahawks did. They got their ass kicked by the Rams. One of the teams that we thought were going to be, it was like the Rams and the Cardinals at the bottom. And the Rams actually looked like world beaters, kind of. Was it that, or was Seattle that bad? I'm not sure. That's why I don't even want to talk about the games, guys, yet, because I'm not even sure what I saw. So many results were backwards. You know, the Vikings game against the Bucks, Seattle against the Rams, the Giants against the Cowboys. I'm not even sure what I saw. But back to it. Jackson Smith-Njigba, totally believe in him. It was week 1. Give him a chance to grow into his position there in Seattle. He was the 20th pick, the first wide receiver taken. The second wide receiver taken was TCU's own Quentin Johnston for the Chargers. He didn't get that many looks, but to be honest, I didn't think that was going to happen anyway. They got Keenan Allen over there. They got Mike Williams over there. Herbert has a lot of different places to look. They also, listen, who dominated for the Chargers yesterday? Austin Eckler. But then again, he always does. The guy is a stat hog. He crushes it if he was the guy to get in fantasy. So I think he had 2 catches. Don't worry. Quentin Johnston will become, I believe, a larger part of the offense as the weeks go on. And now we're getting into where things got really good, right? Wide receiver 3 and 4. Mainly, we're going to talk about wide receiver 4, who was Zay Flowers from Boston College. Zay Flowers looked so damn good, it was unbelievable. He had 9 catches for 78 yards on 10 targets. We told you to take the over on his receiving yards for the season, and after week 1, if you took that bet, it looks like you're going to hit. They have a monster new weapon in Baltimore. So we are absolutely loving him. And actually, I'm sorry, he was wide receiver 3. He was the 22nd pick. The 24th, he was the 22nd pick. The 23rd pick in the draft was Jordan Addison for the Vikings, who had 4 catches for 61 yards and a big touchdown. So we're loving Jordan Addison. A lot of people were down on the Vikings because they believed the loss of Dalvin Cook and making Alexander Mattison and Ty Chandler your feature backs and getting rid of Adam Thielen as your number 2 and using a kid you're drafting like Jordan Addison from USC as your wide receiver was going to be a problem. Already we're seeing that's not the case. We're not. Jordan Addison is looking great. Zay Flowers is looking amazing. These are kids that you can get in Prism draft picks first off the line. You can get them in Legacy. You can get them in Luminance. A lot of different great new products. Plates and Patches is going to be coming out. We're going to be doing that Wednesday. And I kind of want to, this is a weird little segue, but I want to segue into Texas, Alabama. Quinn Ewers. He has on-card autos in this product. He looked like an absolute stud. He buried Alabama. He buried him, and he looked great. And he has on-card autographs. You never see that from college quarterbacks in sports card hobby products. So, an exciting week one. I'll have other videos talking about the actual games. I really wanted to talk about the rookies. There are a lot more rookies to talk about. Look, Luke Musgrave jumped in as the starting tight end for the Packers. He had 3 catches for like 59 yards. He was a good part of why the Packers were able to walk past the Bears, and Jordan Love looked great. He spread the ball all over, but Luke Musgrave was the second leading receiver for the Packers. So there's a lot going on. We're going to talk a lot more about this as this week goes on and as the weeks go on. Listen, come check me out 5 days a week on Blez Football starting at 8 a.m. We'll talk more about this together while we break sports cards. I'll see you guys then.